Hey. Today is Wednesday, May the 13th of 2020. It is officially 8:35 p.m. And we're back. We back again with another season 2. This is episode 1, of course. And I thought I was going to be able to get a little break. But you know what? I signed up for this, so it's cool. I'm going to try to give you an episode every day for season 2. For the next 2 weeks, possibly, because of the day-to-day changes that we have going on, not only in the government, but with Corona and some of everything else, right? So since today is Wednesday, every day I'm going to try to name a day because I feel like that's just what makes it a little more positive, not only for myself, but maybe for you too. So for me, finding out everything that I found out today, I'm going to just let y'all know what's going on, right? So today is Wednesday, and we just going to call this What the Hell Wednesday, right? Because it's a lot of shit going on. So what's going on and what's been confirmed, right? There has been a debacle in a debate between Republicans and Democrats. And, for me personally, I don't like to get into politics when it comes to that. I don't feel like either party is what's best, but somebody has to be top dog. So it's just a lot of things going on, right? So, like I stated in the last episode, which is on season 1, episode 10, if you go back and listen to it, I was just talking about what was going on. Now, Joe Biden, Governor Harris, and there was another governor from another state. I don't know why I can't think of his name when I need to, but when I'm not thinking about it, his name just pops up in my mind. You know how that is sometimes. These 3 governors, they actually banded together and they created something where they felt like the second round of stimulus checks should be about $2,000 a month, right? Retroactive from March. Since basically the beginning of coronavirus pandemic, right? But what I will say is this. Now, they got this specific number and this specific plan together. It was from the original plan was middle class health benefits tax. It was repealed back in 2019. January the 24th of 2019. So it was amended, but they went ahead and took bits and pieces of that act and basically bind together of that $2,000, something that a lot of people are really going towards, right? Now, with that being said, they're saying that it's a possibility for $6,000 per family, and it's going to be almost $3 trillion on Tuesday, hopefully, and that's going to be the largest number that they've accumulated for us being represented or whatever the case may be. So, of course, for those who don't know or who still haven't received or don't know any information, right? The first round of stimulus started out in March. And it was an accumulation of $1,200 for those who earned $75,000 a year as a single person, and $2,400 for couples with dependents, right? And they still were doing something of the nature, which they still are. $600 per week payment for unemployment, and that was supposed to continue until July. But it looks like they're gonna have that $600 payment for unemployment benefits for those who have been out of work because of coronavirus. They're going to continue that all the way up until January and a possible 13 extra weeks after January, just to be on the safe side. There are a couple of other things that we need to definitely keep clear, right? One of the things is there's a thing called the HEROES Act, okay? And the HEROES Act is basically a $200 billion fund that will help basically hazard pay for essential workers, okay, for relief packages, for the people who are out there risking their lives and still continuing to work, right? The states and accumulation and what this is what the government has assumed, right? That certain states, they gave an accumulation of about 75% of states lost at least $1 trillion in state and local taxes from those who are of non-essential workers, which is about $75 billion because of COVID-19. All right. So with them having that HERO Act, it will give an opportunity for those who have COVID-19 or would just want to get tested. You can get tested and get free treatment. Now, what's so crazy is Cardi B actually had a discussion about on her Instagram about just basically how Americans are not all rich. We're all not rich, right? And that's pretty fucking evident. But there's a situation where basically the Americans that aren't near the line of poverty or beneath the line of poverty, we can't afford not only health care, but we can't afford coronavirus testing. And God forbid if we ever end up in the hospital, those hospital fees and or bills, they are a lot more than what we ask for. And if we're not able to afford it, that puts us deeper in debt, right? Not only for ourselves, but for Americans. They also said for the next couple of months, they're still going to give the max amount for food stamps by 15%, and they're going to do that for a good little amount. All right, so this is the second part of this episode, I guess you can say. I'm going to give you a little bit of information, right? So they have an act, and it's called the Pandemic Justice Response Act. And this is supposed to be about $5 million, and it's supposed to go towards those people in jail. So this is not just for the inmates, but this is also for the workers for each inmate. $5 million for them to get everything they need to prevent, detect, and stop the present spread of COVID-19 in the jail. So it's a lot of different things that are happening that a lot of people don't know about. I'm talking about this act, which is called the HEROES Act. It's about 1,200 pages. I probably got through 150. No lie. Right? So they also sought out and basically stated that anybody, and this was just for the first round, anyone who was single and made about $75,000, you met the line mark of basically just being able to get the first round of stimulus check. The same thing for anyone who filed jointly and you made about $150,000, right? You met the standard. For those who claim head of household, you are only allowed to make $1,112 and $12,500, right? You're only allowed to make that amount of money, and anytime that you made over that amount that they capped off for each and every one of those different categories, they reduce your stimulus money about 5%. Now, I'm not for sure if that's going to be the same, but definitely for a fact, that is something that they are considering about the mark that they kind of sort of left at, right? As well as a lot of other things. And this right here, I strictly got from CNN News. Of course, I've bits and pieces from other YouTube stars. And of course, I've watched the crazy ass president that we have. Another part of this HEROES Act is basically renter and homeowners. Okay, they're giving you basically an opportunity to keep what you've worked for, right? That's not saying that you cannot make a payment or that you won't make a payment or that you won't owe. That's definitely not saying that at all. But that's just basically saying that they're giving you 12 months now. What they are going to do and I have to say if, or allegedly, only because this HEROES Act is going to retroactive all the way up until January. And right now, we are just trying to just have a pause. Not only that, they're also doing no repos for 12 months starting January 1st of 2020 with the HEROES Act, okay? Another thing that's going on, for those who don't know, the Pandemic premium pay essential workers with the Senator Mitt Romney. He basically said that each and every individual should be making about $11 an hour. For those who aren't making $11 an hour, that's cool. Because guess what? Originally, you're supposed to be making $13 an hour, dating back all the way to January the 27th of 2020, to 60 days after they even said COVID-19 started. Okay? That right there, for me personally, that's just something interesting. Also, for those who have student debt, anyone who has student debt, a part of this HEROES Act is also forgiving student loan debt. Okay, there are bits and pieces of this HERO Act that's just fucking amazing. So this part of the HEROES Act is Forgiveness Student Loan Debt Care Act. That's a part of the HEROES Act. Like I said, the HEROES Act have many different sections. It's like a motherfucking onion layer. There are good things about it, and there are things that I personally feel like should be revised. That's fine too. So basically, the Forgiveness Student Loan Debt Care Act put the federal loans into forbiddance, which just basically means that we cannot add more interest to something that it's already just kind of like, number one, it's already a big debt. I'm pretty damn sure. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? You're going through things where people aren't even working. So what they did was they're doing that. They was going to do it all the way up until the fall, which technically the fall begins in August. For those who don't know, it doesn't matter what state you're in. Fall begins technically in August, according to the government. Now, but with this HEROES Act, they're actually extending it all the way until September the 20th, 21. Okay? And even 90 days after that. And they're willing to forgive about $10,000 of your student debt. This says a lot, okay? I'm telling you, these are some things that we definitely need to consider. Now, another thing that was also put out there is the simple fact that there may be another option. Maybe. All right, so this is part 3 of the episode. So there may be another option out there that the government is also considering. And this is one that they're more considering this than the HEROES Act. And basically is this. They're going to give you an option to get a $5,000 loan. But if you decide to take that $5,000 loan, you will delay your Social Security. Okay? You take a $5,000 loan, you will delay your Social Security for about 3 months. The government is something else, you know? I think that is the craziest shit ever because, no offense, and God bless my soul, there are people dying out here every fucking day. With that being said, I may not live until Social Security. Not wishing that upon myself. But when I needed the money then, why are you willing to say that if I take $5,000 that I need now to not only assist myself, but to put me in a green instead of a red, or breaking even with the government because I'm an essential worker? I'm a single mother with 2 children that's really hoping for the HERO Act to actually come into place. And right now we're in a couple of hours of waiting, and it's ridiculous. I've never waited so long in my life, okay? I think I've been more hesitant and had more feeling in my gut when I found out I was pregnant years ago, okay? All I'm saying is this. You're living for today and not for tomorrow. And I also want you to take in consideration this. For those people who did get COVID-19 and did pass away from other reasons, but still was diagnosed with COVID-19, those people, they did get their stimulus checks. And because there was no one to collect their stimulus checks, Where did they stimulus checks go? Of course, it went back to the government. So guess what? What you need to understand and what you always need to realize is this. The government is always going to be the biggest mob that you'll ever meet in life. Okay? You can want to win and you can want to do better, but you need to figure out a plan to actually make it better for yourself and for your family, right? And the reason why I say this is because of the simple fact that I feel like if you do decide to get that $5,000 loan, to automatically put $1,000 in your savings account. Start your savings account. It's imperative now. Because guess what? The government only looks out for those who have businesses or those who actually have more than a certain range. Okay? In other news, as of today, there's still a confirmed cases of 2,446 more fucking people that have coronavirus here in Georgia, and 79 more fucking deaths, and 660 people that are hospitalized. What the fuck? Okay? What the hell? Okay? This shit is getting more ridiculous every day. Okay, but we're gonna try to keep it on a light note. A couple of things today. May the 13th, we want to say happy birthday to a couple of different people. We want to say happy birthday to Joe Louis. He was born today. Heavyweight champion before Muhammad Ali. Heavyweight champion Joe Louis. We also want to say happy birthday to Stevie Wonder. He is a whopping 70, okay? We also want to say happy birthday to Mark Zuckerberg. He was the guy that basically helped boost and start off social media. He was your first friend ever. And, of course, the late B.B. King actually died today. So that's just on some sad shit. But, you know, it's still something that needs to be said, right? A couple of different things. I'm always empowering businesses and starting something new, right? I definitely just want to say our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. And your homeboy Martin Luther King Jr. said that. Okay? As always, I always want you to have love in your heart, peace, and blessings to all that come to. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to give me a topic, or just say that I'm doing good, or say that I'm doing bad. I mean, shit, I'll take it all. Please go hit me up on my Instagram, D as in dog, URTTY_JOE. Okay, and as always, it's always gonna be a beautiful day on the south side of GA. Y'all hit me up if you need me. All right.